This is News 25 with Deanna O'Donnell and Unette Gentry. News 25, local news you can count on. News is brought to you by J.K. Nelson Law. Give them a call, 727-9900. Today's news is also brought to you by Gunny's Air Conditioning and Heating. New service and repair. Call Gunny's 775-727-6800.
Welcome and thanks so much for joining us here on KPVM TV and Ace Country Radio. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Unette Gentry. It is Thursday, November 3rd.
Well, the Nye County District Attorney's Office has substantially increased the number of counts in the criminal complaints against Vasily Platnov and Oksana Higgins from Est Alpha Kennels. Both are now charged with 18 counts of animal cruelty, up from 5 in the original complaint, and that is concerning the 300 Caucasian shepherds that they found there in Amargosa and here in Pahrump. Platnov and Higgins each now face a maximum of as much as 28 to 72 years in prisons. DA Chris Arabia says they have reviewed this case very carefully and continue to work on it as more evidence came in and the picture became more clear. After discussing it extensively with some of the top animal cruelty experts in the country, and this is the right number of counts, they say, with the surviving dogs heading out of Nevada, it was the right time to amend the complaint to include additional charges. The 5th Judicial District Court on October 26th, the process began for the ASPCA to take the survivors to the Animal Cruelty Rehab Center in Ohio. Judge Lane declined to jail Platnov, according to Arabia, and instead ordered fines. Platnov has paid about $7,500 thus far, and that actual hearing was for a custody hearing. The criminal complaint is being heard up in Beatty. The dogs remained at Platnov's facilities for another 9 months or so, according to Arabia. On February 20th of this year, a certified Nye County Animal Control Officer requested that Nye County Sheriff's Office send a criminal referral for animal cruelty to the District Attorney's Office. Nye County Sheriff's Office initially did not do so, but 2 months later, on April 19th of this year, NCSO sent a report on Platnov and Higgins to the DA's office, but did not arrest them. On May 2nd, District Attorney Chris Arabia personally reviewed the referral and contacted that deputy who had by then taken over handling the Platnov-Higgins situation. That NCSO deputy assured the DA's office in May and June and July of this year that there was no criminal cruelty and nothing necessitating the filing of criminal charges. He says personally he was involved in this and that they told his office well into July that NCSO was making regular visits to the Platnov sites and that there was no cause for arrest or prosecution. NCSO then raided Platnov's properties and arrested Platnov and Higgins in late August. The DA's office has filed felony complaints 2 to 3 days later after that raid.
And the felony domestic assault case against Nye County Commissioner Leo Blendo is dismissed today without prejudice. And that case will likely be taken up, though, because Esmeralda County District Attorney Robert Glennon says he plans to refile the case by tomorrow. Glennon states witness problems as the cause for the temporary dismissal. Commissioner Blendo was set for arraignment tomorrow in Pahrump Justice Court following his arrest for felony domestic assault against his wife, Melissa Blendo. But that case was suddenly dismissed, and Mrs. Blendo had not been served a subpoena. This morning, Mrs. Blendo posted on her Facebook page that she is in a drug and alcohol treatment facility and has the support of her, quote, loving husband and family. Mr. Blendo told News 25 that, quote, he knows that people are quick to judge and that they do not have evidence against him, end quote. Blendo believes that the dismissal was the right and just result. He also has applied for the open position of Pahrump Justice of the Peace, which will be appointed by the Nye County Board of Commissioners.
And of course, we'll keep you posted on that case and what's going on with that. Nye County Interim Clerk Mark Kampf spoke to our camera today to give an update on the paper ballot count that has been halted by the state for the general election.
Well, the revised procedure which involves no reading of the ballots out loud, has been submitted to the Nevada Secretary of State's office. We submitted it yesterday morning, and we were looking for them to provide their feedback so that we can get up and running and proceed with our process. Well, we sent a high-level executive summary to them that described the high-level process, but they came back and wanted a lot more detailed procedure, which I delivered. Yes, we're moving the process to Valley Electric because of the not reading the ballots out loud. We won't be in individual rooms, which we were doing to separate the count so that no one would see the entirety of the vote. But we are now moving to an open area, and then we'll allow for meaningful observation. Early voting ends tomorrow, and Election Day is on the 8th, and we're looking forward to it. Early voting is from 10 to 6 and in Pahrump here, and Election Day for all of our locations is from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. We will be continuing to tabulate the mail-in ballots up until Election Day. On Election Day, we will start to tabulate the early votes, and with our process of accumulating votes from the ballot boxes during the day, we should have a very good count, proportion of the votes on election night. As soon as we have any preliminary results that we're comfortable with releasing, yes, we will put those out for public consumption. Polling locations are here in Pahrump at the Bob Root Center, also at the Amargosa and Beatty Community Centers, in the Tonopah Community Center, and in the Round Mountain Community Center.
And please be careful out there on our roadways this holiday season. Lots of accidents to tell you about after the break.
You're watching News 25, the most recognized and farthest reaching local news in Nye County. News 25, local news you can count on. This segment of News 25 is brought to you by Lisa Spahitz and Mike Plasmeyer at Country Financial Insurance. Auto, home, life, and commercial. 775-727-8920.
Welcome back to News 25. Well, a major accident at Mesquite and 160 to tell you about tonight, involving a public transportation vehicle, resulting in 3 people being transported.
Nevada Highway Patrol is investigating the cause of a 2-vehicle high-impact crash that occurred this afternoon on Highway 160 and Mesquite Avenue. Traffic was diverted around the crash scene by Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies and auxiliary units. Pahrump Valley Farm Rescue transported 3 individuals by ground ambulance to Desert View Hospital with injuries sustained as a result of this crash. Involved was an SUV and a Pahrump Valley public transportation vehicle. No passengers were on board at the time of the crash. No other vehicles were involved. The patient's injuries do not appear to be life-threatening. And another crash last night. This person was transported via Mercy Air. One patient was transported via Pahrump Valley Farm Rescue and subsequently taken via Mercy Air to a trauma center in Las Vegas as a result of a single vehicle crash that occurred on Highway 372 and Charleston Park on Wednesday night. Pahrump Valley Farm Rescue, Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies, and Nevada Highway Patrol all arrived on scene. One vehicle went off the roadway and had a second collision into a fence. Nevada Highway Patrol is investigating the cause of this crash. Traffic was diverted around the incident while the investigation and cleanup was underway.
Yet another accident to tell you about. This one on Mance and 160. It was a single vehicle rollover that thankfully resulted in only minor injuries for that driver.
Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies and Pahrump Valley Farm Rescue were dispatched to a single vehicle rollover on Thursday morning on Mans near Highway 160. Upon arrival, they found one patient who was complaining of dizziness and a wound to his hand. He declined to be transported at the time of the crash by Pahrump Valley Farm Rescue medics. Nye County Sheriff's Office deputies are investigating the cause of this incident. And a man allegedly driving at a high rate of speed was ordered out of the vehicle by Sheriff's Office deputies at gunpoint. David Preston has more.
On Saturday, October 22nd of this year, Nye County Sheriff's Office observed a white Ford F-250 traveling south on Leslie at around 80 miles per hour in a 45 miles per hour zone. Deputies initiated a U-turn and attempted to execute a traffic stop, but the vehicle failed to yield and continued to elude deputies at a high rate of speed. The vehicle failed to stop at multiple stop signs endangering public safety. The truck then went into a dirt field at Woodchips Road and Schifrin Street and was disabled. The driver and sole occupant was later identified as Isaac Broyles, who was ordered out of the vehicle at gunpoint and taken into custody without incident. A records check of Isaac confirmed a felony extraditable warrant out of Clark County, and the vehicle Isaac was allegedly driving was reported stolen out of Las Vegas. Isaac was transported and booked into the Nye County Detention Center.
And as we head into this break, here's a word from our sponsor.
This Medical Minute is brought to you by Spring Mountain Medical, healthcare the way you've always imagined it.
Hi, I'm Dr. Leslie Denton with Spring Mountain Medical, your hometown health and wellness provider. Today, I'm going to talk about making the most out of your visit with your doctor. Do you feel confused or uncertain about how to improve your health after a visit with your doctor? Do you feel discouraged by the pace of your physical improvement? If so, don't despair. Understanding the diagnosis and treatment you get from your doctor is essential to feeling better and living a happy life. So here are 3 tips to help you make the most of your next doctor visit. 1. Bring a written list of questions about your treatment or medications to your visit. 2. Ask. Don't be embarrassed if you don't understand something or need us to explain something again. And 3. Note your progress, anything that interests you as you go through treatment. Our providers are motivated by our knowledge of how to make you well and coach you to your best health. Make an appointment with us today to feel your best. I'm Dr. Denton, and this has been a Medical Minute brought to you by Spring Mountain Medical.
You're watching News 25, brought to you by Mountain West Lawyer, Injury Attorneys, 727-9500. Also brought to you by Silver State Health. Visit silverstatehealth.org or call 702-471-0420 for an appointment. News 25, local news you can count on.
Welcome back. Well, nearly everything we do requires an online password, but it can be tricky to manage all those letters and numbers. Today, Josh Osborne from Great Computer Deals here in Pahrump has some advice on how to best manage our passwords.
Hi guys, Josh Osborne here with Pahrump's own Great Computer Deals. It's time for another quick tutorial. Today's lesson, the most common issues we see at our computer repair center and how to avoid them, part 1. You think the biggest technology issue that's facing our customers this day and age would be their lack of computer knowledge. That's actually not the case at all. You'd be surprised to find that 50% of the problems that we help people solve are completely avoidable regardless of a customer's computer literacy. The issue that we're going to talk about today, the big one, forgotten passwords. A huge percentage of our customers come in with problems regarding passwords to their various online accounts, social media, email, more importantly, banking. The mistake is never with a website, app, or program and is always the fault of the user. Why? The customer didn't take logging and organizing of their account and password information seriously enough. Most folks just assume they'll remember the details and take zero effort to properly record them. When they do, it's done poorly, written on a scrap of paper and sitting next to the desk, with no effort made to show whether a letter is uppercase or lowercase. So, how do we avoid this issue? Well, take password management seriously. Whenever a new online account is created, immediately and properly record that information. Download a phone app or computer program that helps make this task much easier. Stop by our store for some free suggestions. A handwritten note, no longer good enough, guys. Online accounts are extremely important and need to be treated as such. You guys still need help? No big deal. We're here to help. Come down to our store. We're located at 1190 East Highway 372, across the street from Pizza Hut, and in the same plaza as Game Corner, Arcade, and Fun Center. Or give us a call, 775-990-8833. We're open Monday through Friday, 9 to 3. Anyway, that's it for today's lesson. I'll see you guys in the next one.
News 25 Weather Cam is brought to you by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorney's Office in Pahrump. In a wreck, need a check? Call 702-877-1500.
Well, this will be one of the last shots of daylight around this time.
Well, the biggest talk of the town has to be the snow on the mountain.
Oh, yes, definitely. Snow, wind, and more weather after the break.
News 25 weather is brought to you by Dairy Council of Nevada. The splash of cream in your coffee, the dollop of sour cream on your burrito, the melted toasty cheese on your pizza. Undeniably delicious, undeniably dairy. Enjoy what's real.
Hi, good evening, Nevada. It's John Kohler from the KPVM Channel 25 Weather Studios. Great to see you, and what a beautiful fall weather map we have to present to you this fine Thursday evening. Look at this: Fernley, Fallon, Carson City, all down in the low and mid 40s. Tonopah, the cool spot in the state today, 38 degrees. Awesome. 40 degrees out in Goldfield. Beatty saw 53. Amargosa, the hot spot at just 59. Oh boy, yeah, we're sliding right into the fall and winter season, aren't we? Las Vegas at 54. Death Valley 71. Great time to visit Death Valley, but here in the paradise of Pahrump, let's take a look. It's 56 degrees. That's our current temperature. 57, just a titch earlier was our high. Winds out of the north-northwest bedevil this all afternoon long to the tune of 17 miles per hour. But the sun was amazing as it rose this morning at 7:08 with all the promise and hope of a new day, which extinguishes promptly this evening at 5:45. Look for that sunset. It's going to be nice. Low temperature tonight, 35 degrees, but clear skies. Beautiful star watching, and that sets us up for a gorgeous week of what? Clouds. Look at this. Bunch of clouds. Next couple, 3 days. Rebound in temperature. We'll be seeing our temperatures peaking out about Saturday night. 69 degrees for a high. 68 on Sunday. Not too bad for football watching weather. That wind's going to kick up, though. And kicking in a new weather system that will bring us some rain Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, faux show. Big rain on Tuesday. Look for that. But not too bad this weekend. Treasure it while you can. Carpe the diem and make your plans. Back to the desk. Here's Deanna.
Thanks so much, John. And for all of you out there, remember, daylight saving time ends this weekend. So we'll fall back 1 hour, 2 to 3 a.m. this Sunday. So you'll either get an extra hour of sleep or you'll be an hour early for church. Up to you.
All I know is that it means that we're going to have dark way earlier.
That's right.
And that
Around
makes me so sad.
4:35, I know.
I know.
Yes. And we talked about that earlier. Less sunshine, less sunny dispositions out there.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
And so we have a couple of things to talk about. Number one is we've of course upgraded to HD, and we've asked people to rescan their televisions. So if you haven't done it, please rescan because some people have said, hey, we can't pick you up anymore. So if you're watching on a YouTube or Facebook and you think you lost our signal, just rescan your TV and you can pick us back up. And of course, you can go to local BTV and watch us on the app. You can even record as well. And so if you're listening also on Ace Country. But also, we wanted to talk a little bit about those rollover crashes. Yes. This has been something that we have taken under our wing here at KPVM TV for many years. And we did a post this weekend that got a lot of attention. We have done a lot of interviews with law enforcement about how to avoid a rollover crash. And we did a post this weekend which had it written out. A lot of people really like that. And we're going to have another drive instructor soon in the coming weeks talking about that again and showing it. But if you would like to review that post, it is on our KPVM page. Basically, when you go off the road, don't jerk the wheel to come back on. This is the reason why people are having rollovers, because it is the weight shift on your vehicle. So you can practice it at slow speeds in areas where there's no traffic. And so we have very unique roadways here where there's a big drop off and there is no shoulder. And that is why they happen in rural areas. And so we really want people to stay safe out there. And of course, always wear your seatbelt. You can review that information on our KPVM Facebook page, the write-up about how to avoid a rollover. You can always search on our KPVM channel, Facebook page, and YouTube on the videos called How to Avoid a Rollover. And we, of course, will be meeting with the drive instructor soon to re-show you all of that information. Once again, on how to avoid a rollover crash, it's very important to definitely not jerk the wheel back.
Drive to stay alive.
Yes. Just stay steady, slow
right.
down, and gradually come back onto the road.
That's right.
There you go. All right, well, that's going to wrap up this edition of News 25. I'm Deanna O'Donnell.
And I'm Unat Gentry, and from all of us here at KPVM and A's Country Radio, thanks so much for joining us this newscast, and we will see you next time.
Have a great night.
Good night.